What's going on, guys? It's Sam here, and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to be going over the top college student credit cards that you can get, in my opinion. So I'm going to rank them at the end of the video, but we're going to go over the general features of each one first, and then at the end I'll give them like a score. I don't know. I'll make something up. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first card we're going to talk about is the Chase Freedom Student Card. Basically, it's an entry-level student card from Chase. You get a $50 bonus after you spend or after you use the card within the first 3 months of owning it. You get 1% cash back on all purchases, and then you get $20 each year that you have the card in good standing, up to 5 years. So for 5 years, and after 5 years you get $100 back, and it's free money basically. So if you're looking to get into the Chase environment, this could be the card for you. Next card we're going to talk about is the Discover It Secured Card. If you don't know what a secured card is basically when you put down a deposit and that deposit becomes your credit limit. So for example, you put $200 down, your credit limit is $200. After having your account in good standing with Discover for a certain amount of time, you get that refunded back to you. So that $200 becomes yours and your credit limit becomes set. Okay, so with the Discover It Secured Card, you earn 1% cash back on almost all purchases, and then at restaurant and gas stations, you earn 2% cash back, which is pretty good if you're a college student. It's definitely an entry-level kind of cash back system, but it's pretty good, especially, at that college level. You're, driving, if you have your car or whatever, and that 2% does add up. With that cash back, after your first year of using the card, Discover will match that. So let's say you get $50 back in cash back, they'll match the 50, so really you're getting $100 cash back within your first year, which again, pretty solid bonus offer. And next up, we're going to be talking about the Capital One Journey Student Rewards Card. Basically, the one perk with this card is that you can get considered for a higher credit limit within the first 6 months of using the card, and you earn 1% cash back on all purchases, as well as if you make your payment on time, that cash back will become 1.25% for that month. But other than that, there's really no bonus offer for this card. All right, next we're going to be talking about the Capital One Quicksilver Student Cash Card. There's going to be a couple Capital Ones and a couple Discover cards on this list. But basically, you earn a one-time $100 cash bonus when you spend $100 within the first 3 months of opening your account, which I think that's a really solid bonus offer that a lot of cards don't offer. You earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase, and you earn 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. But again, as a college student, I really don't know how useful that is, but if you're into that sort of thing, this could be the card for you. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the Discover It Student Cash Back Card. Again, another Discover card. This one, it's rotating categories. So you'll earn 5% cash back on everyday purchases at different places throughout the quarter. So one quarter could be a gas station, you earn 5%, or online purchases, stuff like that. So that's a useful card that a lot of higher end cards normally have. So having this is at a college student level is I think it's a very impressive offer. It's the same cash back match. So if you get $50 cash back, they'll match that and you'll get technically $100 cash back. It's the same offer as the secured card. Okay, so next up on the list, we're going to be talking about the Capital One Saver One Student Cash Rewards Card. A little bit of a mouthful, but basically it's like the other Capital One Quicksilver. You earn $100 cash back after spending $100, so it's basically a free $100 after using the card within the first 3 months of opening it. You earn 3% unlimited cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at a grocery store, excluding superstores like Walmart and Target. And then on every other purchase, it's 1%. And then you earn, again, with the just similar to the other Capital One card, you earn 5% cash back on all hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. And the same common theme with all these cards is zero annual fee. The only kind of upfront cost is with the Discover It Secured Card. All right, so the final card we're going to talk about today is the Discover It Student Chrome Card. This is a card I have the most experience with because it is the card that I have in my arsenal of just 2 credit cards. But enough about that. The perks with this card, you get 2% cash back at gas stations up to $1,000 each quarter, and you get 2% at restaurants, which I find that's a pretty good perk, at least for a college student. I think that the gas is, for me at least, that was the biggest draw with this card. And again, it's the same offer with the cash back. So, they'll match your cash back within the first 6 months of opening the account. Whatever you get cash back, they'll match that at the end of the year. And again, no annual fee with any of these cards. So with that, let's get into the rankings of where I put all these cards. Okay, so before I get into the rankings, I just want to make it very clear that as a college student, you might not know the ins and outs of the credit card, but my biggest tip, pay your bill in full each month. Never, ever, ever miss a payment. It could really ruin your credit score, and that is the last thing you want. Okay, now into the rankings. Okay, so the number one ranking is going to be the Capital One Saver Student Card. Now, I don't personally have this one, and I wish I knew about it before, but that sign-up bonus of the $100 they'll match, that's a pretty solid deal. And the 3% on your dining, entertainment, and popular streaming, that is something that not a lot of cards offer. Again, it all is relative to if you actually use your card in those categories, or if you're a high spender in those categories, but most college students might not be, so this might not be the one for you. So, but again, I think that this is the best college student credit card that you can get. Now up at number 2, we have the Discover It Student Chrome Card, which is the one I have, and of course there's a little bit of bias, but again, this is my opinion. The 2% cash back on gas is probably the one reason why I put it at number 2, and I should have maybe put it at number 1, but the 3%, you can't beat that. So the 2% on gas and restaurants does come in handy, especially as a college student. You're driving around, you're going out to eat sometimes maybe, but it definitely adds up and is definitely worth it. Okay, so at number 3, we have the Capital One Quicksilver. A lot of Capital One, a lot of Discover, but it's the same sign-up bonus as the Saver One, which I think, again, is probably the best sign-up bonus for a college student card. And you earn 1%, 1.5%, which is on the bit of the lower end, but again, with this one, it really came down to the sign-up bonus. And you kind of get involved in the Capital One ecosystem, which is a pretty good one. All right, and so up at number 4, we have the Discover It Student Cashback Card. So this is the one with the rotating categories. And at 5%, that is a pretty solid deal. Again, it is rotating, so you might get quarters where you're like, oh, I really don't use this or whatever. But overall, I believe it's a solid number 4 card, and you get the same cash back match as the other Discover cards. So again, that's why I gave it number 4 position. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the bottom 3 cards. The Chase Freedom Student Card, I personally would not recommend it. It is on this list just because it's one of the better ones out there, but the $50 sign-up bonus is all it has going for it. 1% cash back is really not competitive, especially if you can get approved for one of the other cards on this list. And there's just really not much to say about this one. I mean, if you want to get into the Chase ecosystem, then this is the card for you, but really I don't see a purpose of getting this one. And at number 6, we have the Discover It Secured Card. Worst case scenario, get this card if you can't get approved for any of the other ones. It's not a bad card, but as a student, you do have the ability to get a student card, and this is not a student card. It's a secured card, so you do have the upfront cost of $200, which is refundable, but in a pinch, it might not be the one for you. Okay, and number 7 on this list is going to be the Capital One Journey Students Card. I don't recommend this card. It's kind of terrible. It's not even kind of, it is terrible. 1% cash back, not competitive at all. And there's no sign-up bonus. Just honestly, I would skip it and go for the Saver One or the Quicksilver, depending on which one you find more useful to you with its offers. Again, these are all student cards, so to kind of have a student card that has a really nice offer, you're not going to find that anywhere. But again, the Capital One Saver One student card, it's definitely going to be your best bang for your buck in terms of getting into the credit card world. So yeah. All right, and now guys, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. This was a little bit of a short video. I know my other one was shorter, but whatever. I hope this was a little bit informative and you kind of got an idea of what you might want to get as a college student and what card might be right for you. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the description which card you're going to get and what videos you might want to see next. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.